Anyone who does not denounce all things that he has cannot be my disciple. What does that mean? Hear these words. I read a book several years ago about Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was going through the then known world and conquering all the nations. He got up to Afghanistan. Joey, you've probably been in that area. He's on his way to India. This is his story. He was in Afghanistan on his way to India. He gets to Afghanistan and he hits this great wall. It's not the Great Wall of China, but it's a great wall. And it's basically a wall built out of mountains, not literally handmade, but it's a mountain wall. And the king, his rest was upon that wall. And he was on top of that. And so Alexander the Great marched all his army, and can you imagine all this huge army? And they walk up, and Alexander the Great, the book says, literally himself walked up to the gate and just simply knocked on the door. Bang, bang, bang. You know, it'd be like this, right? And the king of Afghanistan at the time came to the door and he said, how may I help you? And the guy said, you need to open the doors. Alexander said, open the gates because I'm going to take you. You are now mine. This is my city. And the guy laughed and said, no, sir, you can never get into this city. You can't do it. We're fortified. We've got a wall. You can't climb this wall. You can't come over this wall. You can't come through this wall. So go away, Mr. Alexander the Great. Go away. The story is told like this. Alexander immediately turned to his army. He picked out the Macedonians. I don't know why, but he picked out the Macedonians and he said, Macedonians, attention, right. Help me, Joey. I guess that means turn right. March. And march they did. It says in the book that a legion of Macedonians turned right and began to march. Guess where they were marching? Off the end of the cliff to their death. It said that after the first 50 rows of men plunged to their death, Alexander the Great yelled out, halt! And they stopped in their tracks. He said, turn left, and they came back. Mr. Alexander the Great walked back up to the gate. And the doors flooded open. He said, come in, this is yours. What's my point? The king thought any man that their men would die for him can take my city. And Jesus tells us, come be my disciples. And Jesus doesn't even make us walk off a cliff. Jesus says, come unto me and I will give you things that you've not even seen or heard of or that you ever even knew you could do. Jesus says, come to me and I'll give you power. 2 Timothy 1:7, I won't give you the spirit of fear. I'll give you the spirit of power and love and of a sound mind. Greater things will you do, John 15, than I did because I am in you. And Jesus says, come to me, and if you'll come to me and die for me and make me number one, we can win the world for Jesus Christ.